Here's your host, Colt Casey.
Casey, welcome to this week's episode of Perfect Protection. This is football edition, so today we're going to be talking about football pads, and just how the players actually put all this stuff on before a game. Millions of people tune in a week to watch football, whether it be high school, college, middle school, any kind of football, pro football. But not a lot of people actually know what goes into putting on before the game and what players actually do to prepare themselves before the game. So we're just going to kind of talk generally about the different pieces of equipment for a football player, and then a little bit later we'll show you how to put all this stuff on and how they get suited up before a game. So first we're going to take a look at the football pants. These pads and the pants are actually built in, which is not common actually. A lot of the pads actually come individually and then you put them in the pants themselves. The pants are made up of a few things. You have the knee pads right here, you have the thigh pads, and then you have the hip pads and tailbone pad. Actually in the NFL you're not required to wear any of these pads in your pants. That's something not a lot of people know. But in the NFL you do not have to wear these pads. It's just more of a thing that you are kind of encouraged to do, but you don't have to actually do it. Now every other level of football and every other level of collegiate sports, you do have to wear the pads. It is a requirement. So the pants, they just go on like normal pants, but like I said, you have the knee pad, the thigh pad, the hip pad, and the tailbone pad, which are all very crucial to protecting every part of your joints and stuff like that, because no one wants to take a helmet to the knee. I promise you that. I've had a cracked knee bone before from a helmet from actually not wearing the knee pads. So they're very crucial, all the pads and the pants. They come with a built-in belt, and this just kind of tightens it, pretty self-explanatory, but that's the pants. The second piece of equipment we have here today is the shoulder pads. The shoulder pads are very, very, very crucial and come in all shapes, sizes, and everything like that. Quarterbacks are going to wear more of a smaller shoulder pad so they have that movement when they throw the football. So they'll have a lot less pads over here on this side actually. Usually the quarterbacks might have just this top pad right here, which would just protect the outer part of the shoulder. But in this case, this is more of like a linebacker or defensive lineman type of pads, something you're really going to be doing a lot of action. So it's made up of a few different parts. You have this underneath kind of cloth, which is a foam, just kind of sewn in there. It's pretty protective in itself. This is actually the original shoulder pads back in like the early days of football, the late 1800s, early 1900s, were just this soft pad. Actually, theirs were made out of leather. This is more of a carbon fiber type of material. But that's the inside. It goes all the way around to protect. And then on the outside of that, we actually have the plastic, which is why you'll hear like that sound when you're playing football, because it's a lot of plastic on this in itself, and it is pretty heavy. These weigh about anywhere from 10 to 20 pounds. It just depends, like I said, on the size of the player and what kind of shoulder pads they like. It has some clips in the back, and these are going to be used to come around to the front, which we'll show you later when we put them on, and those are meant to just hold it tight, hold your chest tight. It protects down to the middle, high middle back, and then on the front it goes down and covers your sternum and just kind of your breastplate in general. Then we have the helmet. This is the most crucial piece of equipment. As many people know, there's tons of head injuries, and our brain is the most important organ that we have in our body. So this helmet is very, very, very crucial in protecting. Helmets haven't always been like this, from leather to plastic with one bar. But when we get back after the commercial, we're going to talk a little bit more about all these things and show you how to put them on. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
So much better.
Don't stay energized for 5 hours. Stay energized all day. Energy.
he's just going to be serving the purpose of having being a model for us and showing you how to put all this equipment on. So before the break, we kind of briefly talked about all the things, and now we're going to show you how to actually put them on. These are the pants, like we said, so he's going to go ahead and put those on, and I'll show you kind of where they protect him. So a player usually will wear a girdle, which is pads underneath these actual pads. When I was playing football in high school and college, I wore 2 pairs of thigh pads just to protect your thighs from all angles, because you can get hit in the back, the side, the front. These pads are very limited and they don't cover an extensive part of your leg. So they're very purposeful in putting on, but you always also want to have something underneath it to kind of give it that extra. So he just slides them up like this. These are probably a little too tiny for him, honestly, but he slides them up. Like I said, you usually will have some pads on underneath, but the thigh pad will cover the thigh, knee pad will cover the knee. It's pretty self-explanatory. And it goes all the way around to the tail pad back here, and then the knee pads and the thigh pads. But this is a very good example of an average pair of football pants. Like I said, most of the times these pads aren't built in like these, but these are a special pair. So those are the pants. And then the shoulder pads right here, he's going to put those on, and then we'll buckle them and show you how to do that. But this is very important. I talked about what that is before the commercial. And those go down to the middle of the chest, protect the shoulders, and just really your whole torso in general. The only thing that's really not covered is your stomach and your very, very lower back. You'll see quarterbacks or running backs wear those back flaps that cover the lower part of your back, because that's just a kind of an extra pad. This is just a skeleton, what we're going over. Variation comes with every player. I used to wear arm pads just for throwing arms and stuff. There's so many different pads that you can actually wear. So he's clipping right here at the front, and that's just going to tighten the whole thing. One thing that we don't have that is actually very important, just as much as any of this, is actually a jersey. Most people think that jerseys are just for looks, but actually they come over this, and he would put a jersey on, and it compresses all these pads, so when he's running, that these aren't clinking up and hitting him in the head or anything like that. So a jersey is actually a very, very crucial piece that we don't have, but the jersey would just go over that. It's actually very hard to get on. But if you want to turn around, I'll show him the back. This is how far it goes down in the back. And like I said, running backs or quarterbacks sometimes wear that extra pad that'll come down to the lower back and protect your kidneys and all that good stuff. But this is the shoulder pads made of a few different pieces from this outer layer right here. And then there's just layers and layers and layers. But it's so crucial in protecting your body, your heart, your ribs, everything like that. And then we get to the helmet. This is made up of a few different key pieces. You have the helmet itself, you have the face mask, the chin strap, and then the mouthpiece. And then if you want to take a look in here, these are all the pads that we have. In the helmet, you have a pad that's going to protect your forehead, one that's going to go just around your whole skull in general. And then these ear pads, they're called ear pads. They actually don't go on your ear. They go more right here on your jaw, just to protect your jaw from these crucial hits. But he'll put that on real quick, and I'll show you how to buckle it up and everything. And like I said earlier, equipment has not always been like this. It's really about 30 years that we see this kind of skeleton that we have today. It used to be leather helmets on top, a lot of deaths over the 100 years of playing football. And then the face masks were not there. Then we gradually went to a one face mask type of thing. But this is a very, very average helmet that you would see. This face mask is actually really, really big. They come with different sizes and stuff like that. Most of them are about half that size. But he has the chin strap, what he's buckling now, and that's just going to protect the chin, protect and keep everything tight. And then the face mask is meant for just head-on collisions, getting hit. This helmet's actually pretty scuffed up on the face mask. As you can see, someone's been hitting somebody. And then you have the mouthpiece, which you can put in. That just simply protects your teeth, protects your jaw. In the NFL, you're actually not required to wear one of those either. You see a lot of players with them just hanging out of their mouth and not really having them in. But this is the basic skeleton of a football player, from the helmet to the shoulder pads to the pants. This is what you would see. Like I said earlier, there is a lot of variety when it comes to the pads in general. A lot of different face masks, different chin straps, different shoulder pads, the different pants. Everyone likes something a little bit different, and that's when you see players get really specific in what they want to wear and everything. But that's pretty much it. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. I'm your host, once again, Kolt Casey. You can visit our website, www.perfectprotection.com, to check out more videos like this. Thank you.